You have to see this house in China. My friend has kindly allowed me to come into her home and do a tour. And we're not talking about 1 level, 2 levels, or even 3, but 4 levels. So it's a massive house, but the kicker is you just can't imagine how much they pay per month. Let's go take a look. I'm just walking in now and check this out. This home is enormous. It is attached to a couple of other homes onto the sides as well. And as you can see, it's elevated. So we're going to go up a set of stairs before we can go in. And on the left, we had the garage as well. So that's a 1-car garage. I will show you that later. As we walk in, we've got a mudroom. Now, if you can notice just from the get-go, this is an older home, so it has been around for a while. So you're going to notice a mixture of some older fittings and newer fittings. Let's go inside. We are in. Let's take a look. We are met by 2 lovely kittens. Hello, kitten. They're very friendly, and I'm so surprised. Usually they run away, but today they're very, very curious. All right, and just at the entrance, we have a mirror and some furniture. This is inbuilt into the wall. And look at this living space. Here we have the dining room, which is massive. It has a beautiful light setting. And we're going to go into the kitchen now. Now, this house has a variety of items that were already here, owned by the landlord. As I've explained in previous videos before, usually the homes here in China will come with at least your basic furnishings, so your beds, a fridge, a washing machine, and it was no different here. As for the kitchen size, I would say that it's actually quite spacious compared to some of the other kitchens that we've seen in previous apartments. I love that this particular kitchen has a lot of storage space. It doesn't have much of counter space, but my friend has added one of these, an island, so that she has extra room for preparing her meals. And this area here, it actually used to have some cupboards as well, which matched the ones that I just showed you. But she has replaced them as well, including the backsplash, which looks really beautiful. Over this side, we have a dishwasher, and oh gosh, I certainly wish that I had the space for one in my home. And that is just connected here to the sink. And she's got a beautiful window here. It is massive, and you can see the grounds outside, so much green. It is just simply beautiful. Now let's keep walking. And of course, we've got doors here that you can close. So if you're cooking anything that's a bit smoky or frying anything, which is, I guess, quite normal in Chinese cuisine, you can close those off. And I have been told that apparently you must have doors in kitchens. It's part of the regulations, or you won't have your gas connected to your home. Now we're coming out onto the living space. We've got a dining table here. This also belongs to my friend. She has mentioned that there was one here, but she has replaced it. And I think it makes really good use of the space. Turning back around where the entrance was, we have more furniture for all your shoes, a shoe cabinet. Again, here, you don't go indoors with your shoes, you leave them by the door. And this is the first bathroom. Now, my apologies for the lighting. We don't have too much lighting in here, but it is connected to the mudroom here, so there's a bit of natural light coming in. And of course, there are some shades to close them for privacy. So it's a quite spacious bathroom. It does not have a shower here. Now let's move on to the lounge room. So we are still on the first floor, and look at this sunken lounge room. I love this space. It is so spacious, and I love the high ceilings as well. Now you're going to start to notice that each room has its own set of lights. They have, different kinds of lighting, and I love the different features that they have. So you can see that one over there and this one here. And again, we're met with a very spacious room with many, many windows for all that natural light to get in. I just love how surrounded it is by all the green space. There's so many trees, and this looks like a fig tree actually. It has a lot of fruit on it. We'll go take a little look outside. So that will be the first outdoor area. What I wanted to point out while I'm here is that the house is fitted thoroughly with gas heaters. So as you know, the winter here in Hangzhou, China, it gets quite cold, and I would imagine that heating up a place like this would require a lot of work. So it's got 2 massive gas heaters. My friend said to me that when they first arrived into this home, they have been in this home for nearly 3 years. They used the gas heaters to heat up the home in the winter, and they ended up regretting it. They ended up with a massive bill, about 6,000 RMB. And since then, they've just been using the air conditioners because they also have heating included as well. Now, check this out. So she's got a robot cleaner. And kudos to her, because this place, it is so big and we've only made it to the first floor. So I did ask her if she maintains the whole house on her own, and she does. And the robot cleaners assist her in, maintaining the floors a little bit cleaner. Now, right out here, we've got the first outdoor space. So she's got a garden. And this area, twice a year, apparently is maintained by the complex management, so she can contact them and they'll come and trim everything back. Alternatively, she can pay a small fee to have them and do some maintenance. She's also mentioned that they do come here as well to pressure hose all the steps and all the stairs as well. Now we're going to move on to the basement. So that's one of the floors. And I had a lot of fun coming down here because I hadn't actually been down into this area before. The kids had when we came previously. Again, my apologies, it is a little bit dark. So this area has a lot of potential. Let me turn on this light. This is the first room here on the left. So at the moment they use this as storage, and also they've got all the cat litter boxes on the ground. So it's almost like the cats have their own bedroom. And over this way, we have the actual basement floor. So as you can see, it's not a full door, it's just a half a door. So we're going to go in now. Now, this is an area that hasn't actually been renovated by the landlord. So there is tons of storage room, lots of room to store all your things. This place is huge and it has the potential to become an amazing room. It does have electrical wiring down here. It's just that the landlord hasn't taken the time to renovate it. It also has windows that are connected to the outdoor light. And yeah, lots of room. Hello, kitty. You going to follow me all the way around? Yeah? You want to be in the video? All right, looks like the kitty is determined to follow me. There is one more door here, and this connects the house to the garage. So it is so convenient because you can come in, park your car, and then you can go straight up to the living space right there. And this has room for 1 vehicle. All right, let's head upstairs now. As we're about to head upstairs, we run into one of my favorite fixtures, which is the staircase. Every time I come to my friend's house, I just tell her how I love the wooden stairwell. And this is connecting us to, I guess you could say, the 3rd floor. Okay, we're going to go to the right. And this is the first bedroom. So this is her son's room, and it's a very spacious room. We have a balcony here. She says I didn't use this space much. They've got so many other outdoor spaces to choose from, but that this is just merely just a window to let lots of light in. She has storage. And over here we've got the AC/heater and also the gas heater as well. Now let's move on to the next room. we walk into another massive room. This could be a bedroom, but it is their playroom. And what shocked me when I came into this room is that it has storage over here, but it also has a massive walk-in wardrobe. So this could literally be a whole other bedroom. So look how spacious this is. This is storage paradise. Lots of natural light coming in from the outside. And again, gas heater and AC. Now we go over to the other side. I just love this hallway as well. It is so spacious. We've got shelves and plants. She's decorated this very nicely. And we're walking into their office. So I would say this is definitely a room that is sized for an office, or it could be, I guess, a smaller kind of bedroom. But it does have the fittings on the floor, I'm assuming for Ethernet connection there. And again, we've got a massive walk-in closet. If you have watched my apartment video, you will know that this is something that I wish I had. We didn't have a lot of storage in our apartment. Now we're walking into the second bathroom, but this is actually a full bathroom. The light is not coming on right this moment, but we've got a sink, a toilet, and a massive walk-in shower. Something that I love about this home is that you have these really dark tones throughout the house in the wooden fittings, combined with some of the more modern aspects, all the lighting and the white walls. It really does stand out. Now, before we move on to the next floor, let's check out the next outdoor area. Here is another balcony. Again, you get to appreciate all the grounds. I can see a pond and a walking path. Now, this particular home is located in a big residential complex. It also has playgrounds, tennis courts, basketball courts, and it used to have a swimming pool, though now that's been turned into a kindergarten. Let's make our way to the next floor. Also, check out the beams there in the ceiling, a very nice touch. I think that looks gorgeous. And this level is going to surprise you. We are walking into the next bedroom, and check out the size of this room. It is huge. And I love the lighting that they've got, and a beautiful lamp just hanging there from the ceiling. And again, even here, the ceilings are actually quite tall. Check this out. We have so many large windows, so there's lots of natural light coming in from here and also from that side. And over this way, we have the third bathroom, although the second full bathroom, and it's also a great size bathroom. We've got a bathtub, a big window, and a toilet area. And here another smaller walk-in closet, but again, plenty of room for storage. Now we're walking out onto the outdoor space. In this room here, they have a spa. I think they've made really good use of their space. And I really just love how this area could actually be an apartment on its own. In the background, they have the original fridge, which is also in use, plus a coffee bar. So my friend was telling me that in the mornings, they don't have to rush downstairs straight away. They can have their cup of coffee here on the balcony and enjoy themselves before they head down into the living area. So let's go out onto this space. Now, my friends, as I said earlier, they have been here for nearly 3 years and they are from South Africa. So you are going to know that something that cannot be missing from this space is a barbecue. So we've been here for a few braais. So this is a space that they use a lot. And check out this view. And little fun fact, we did actually come to see a property in this area when we first moved to Hangzhou. But even though the house was the same size as this one, we opted not to live here because one, the house was a lot older. It doesn't have any of the renovations that this house has. And also this house is located about 25 minutes of where the kids go to school and where David works. So we thought the commute would have been a little bit too much. Now we're going to walk downstairs and I'm going to share with you how much my friend pays per month for this massive house. And I'd love to hear your thoughts so far. Did you expect to see a house like this? When we first came, all we had heard about China was that the cities were very busy, the apartments small, and we were met by something completely different. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. And I just love, it's just crazy when you look down here and up, you get a real sense of how grand this house is. All right, now let's get to the information that you all want to know, and that is how much does this place cost per month. So when my friend first arrived in China and they rented this home, they were paying about 8,000 RMB per month. After 2 years of living here, they were thinking of actually moving out and finding somewhere closer to their place of work. But then the landlord decided that they really loved having them as tenants and ultimately decided to drop the rent to only 7,500 RMB per month. On top of that, you got 800 RMB for the management fee. I personally think that it's a fantastic price. It's a very spacious home. Yes, it does have a touch of the old and some niggly things that maybe could be fixed with time, but ultimately it's a fantastic home. So thank you so much for joining me. I'd love to know your thoughts below and I'll see you on the next one.